Good afternoon. George Cavaligos for HFT bonds. Pitt's closing right now. Bonds and notes rallied right up to their, previous highs at 131.18 on the notes. Maybe a flat corrective pattern. I kind of think C equals A would take us up to like 23 plus. Not a bad close. The market's overnight and the bonds hit the C equals A objective at 143.25. We're on the early, pit session. We did go a little bit lower and then came back on the data. Traded, kind of quietly bid all day with very heavy volume. And I think we'll see a little bit of upside follow through on Monday. There's no, we got T-bill auctions on Monday, and then we have a small bond buyback on Monday. So we're going to play the bond buyback game. We're going to try and get long sometime Sunday night. I'd love to see that 131.08 plus 09 plus level on the 10-year and the 143 like 28.30 area on the bonds to try and put some longs on. We might see it. Hedge fund boys in London might sell it. Asian friends Sunday night might sell it. Stocks are still up near their highs, even though we kind of ignored that most of the day. I do think we'll trade up a little bit, early Monday into the buyback, and then we'll get out on the bond buyback because then the boys are going to want to start setting up for the auction cycle. I imagine they want to try and get as good a deal or concession as they can for this auction cycle. 3s on 3-years on Tuesday, 10s on Wednesday, and 30 years on Thursday. So I'm kind of looking for a little higher initially, Sunday night, Monday morning, and then the dealers will try to back us up a little bit here and see what kind of progress they can make. I think it's going to get kind of choppy too. It's going to be a tough trade. I wasn't quick enough today. I covered some of the short that we put on early. I didn't cover it all fast enough. We got close to that 143.30 level on bonds, and the notes really didn't get down there. I think the notes got down to 9 plus. I thought they were going to go to the opening range at 8 plus like the bonds did, but they didn't. And I didn't pull the trigger and cover fast enough. I ended up scratching the rest of that short, which is fine. For a non-farm payroll day where we did 1.4 million 10-year contracts, that's huge volume. And the market really didn't stage a huge bull reversal, but we did have a minor bullish reversal. So looking for a push up a little bit. I think if it does get up around that 23 plus level on the 10-year, or up around 140, what was the level I just threw out there for the C equals A? 144.30 on the bonds on the upside, and it puts up any kind of reversal. You might want to try a quick short there and look to cover against that those opening ranges from today. Again, that's 133.08 plus 09 plus on the 10-year and 143.30 and the bonds. So I don't know, that might be too much to look for. But if we do hit those levels where C equals A at 23 plus on the upside in the 10-year and 144.30 in the bonds, and you see any kind of bearish reversal signal, try a small short with a tight stop, and maybe just cover against settlement prices here. We're looking at 130.118 on the notes and 144.15 roughly on the bonds for the pit settlement area. It's probably good area to cover there. A lot of volume traded right around that 13 level, all the way from, let's say, 131.13 to 131.14 plus. We traded more than 100,000 contracts at each price there today. That's going to be tough, support level now to get back below. So that's the game plan. We'll see how the auctions come off next week, how everything else looks here. We did meet some pretty important targets on the bonds. We did not meet them in the notes, but we got darn close. 130.22 I think was the C equals A, and we got down to what, 131.04. Close enough for government work. Remember, the Fed does buybacks every day next week. They also have these auctions, which are going to be kind of a problem since I still think the dealers are quite long. Hedge funds are probably still long. It'll be real interesting to see what the commitment of traders data looks like in about another hour here. I'll take a look at that over the weekend. If I see anything, I'll fire off an email to you guys. Alright, decent week. Could have done better. Gonna have to start doing more swing type trades, I think, as we move forward here. But, you know, trying to stay within the parameters of just chipping away is not a bad thing either. And we chipped away, you know, this week nicely, I think. So, have a great weekend. Get some rest. I know I'm going to. I still can't beat this darn cold. I'll see you on Monday.